This is about the most important vessel of masculine energy you have, and it's being systematically weakened, not by some outside force, but by your own hands and your own mind. The numbness you might feel isn't just physical, it's a spiritual exhaustion, and today we bring it back to life. Most people will ignore this conversation because it feels too vulnerable, too direct, but 99% of men who click away will continue down a path of quiet desperation where intimacy becomes a performance and connection feels like a distant memory. The cost of skipping this isn't just about pleasure. It's about losing the very core of your vitality and the profound soul-level connection you were designed to experience. This isn't just a talk, it's an intervention for your own power. Ignoring signals. Let's just be real for a moment. No filter, no ego, just you and me. We need to talk about the subtle whispers your body has been sending you, the signals you've probably been brushing off, chalking up to stress or age, or just a bad day. But it's not just a bad day, is it? It's become a pattern, a slow fade. It's that moment of hesitation, that flicker of doubt in your mind, right when you should be feeling nothing but presence and power. It's the sensation that isn't quite what it used to be. A little less vibrant, a little more distant, like you're listening to your favorite song through a thick wall. You can still make out the melody, but the richness, the texture, the thing that used to give you chills, it's muffled. This is the first sign. It's the front line of a much deeper issue. Your body, this incredible intelligent system, is telling you that the connection is frayed. The nerve endings, the literal wiring that translates touch into pleasure and intimacy into connection, are becoming desensitized. They're going quiet, and in that quiet, anxiety begins to grow. This isn't your fault, not in the way you think. You've been programmed by a world that operates on hyperstimulation. Everything is faster, louder, more intense. From the food you eat to the content you consume, it's all designed to hijack your dopamine system and leave you needing more and more just to feel normal. And this has a direct physical consequence on the most sensitive tissues in your body. Your system is being taught to respond only to a level of intensity that is completely unnatural, completely disconnected from the gentle, nuanced reality of human touch. So when you are with a partner in a real, vulnerable, and beautifully imperfect moment, your body is waiting for a signal that is never going to come. It's been trained for a hurricane, and it doesn't know how to dance in the rain anymore. The loneliness that so many men feel isn't just about being single, it's about being in a relationship or even in a moment of intimacy and feeling utterly, completely alone because your own body has been conditioned to be somewhere else. It's a profound disconnection from the self. The problem is that we live in a culture that tells men to be silent about this, to power through, to never admit weakness. So you ignore the signals. You pretend it's not happening. You might even blame your partner, silently or out loud. You tell yourself she's not doing the right thing, or the mood isn't right, or you're just tired. But deep down, in that quiet place you don't let anyone else into, you know it's not about them. It's about you. It's about a loss of sensitivity that is both physical and emotional. This is the modern crisis of masculinity. It's not about being tough, it's about being numb. And the longer you ignore the numbness, the more it spreads. It starts in your body, but it creeps into your heart. It makes you hesitant, anxious, and fearful of the one thing you crave the most: genuine, unarmored connection. The first step to reclaiming your power is to stop ignoring the whispers. It's to sit with the uncomfortable truth and say, okay, I hear you. Something is wrong, and I am ready to listen. Your body is a vessel, not a machine. It's a garden, not a battlefield. And for too long, you've been treating it like the latter. You've been demanding performance without providing nourishment. You've been seeking results without honoring the process. The signals your body is sending, the reduced sensitivity, the inconsistent performance, the mental anxiety, are not signs of failure. They are invitations. They are calls to come back home to yourself, to learn a new way of being in your own skin, a way that is based on circulation, on energy, on flow, not on pressure, not on force, not on the desperate need to prove something. The world has taught you to be hard. I am here to teach you to be strong. And strength, true strength, is fluid, it's responsive, it's alive, and it starts by acknowledging the parts of you that have been starved of life and gently, patiently beginning to feed them again. This isn't a quick fix. This is a journey of rediscovery. It's about unlearning the habits that have been silently draining your vitality and learning a new language of self-care and self-respect that will reignite you from the inside out. causing harm. Now we need to get into the mechanics of the harm itself. This is the don't do this part of our conversation, and it requires radical honesty. For decades, you've been interacting with your own body in a way that is fundamentally destructive. Let's talk about the grip, the death grip, as it's sometimes called. This is the habit of using an incredibly tight, high friction grip during solo pleasure. It's something most men do without even thinking. It's a subconscious attempt to maximize sensation in the shortest amount of time. But what you're actually doing is teaching your nerve endings that only this crushing, intense pressure is worthy of a response. You are literally crushing the life out of the delicate, cavernous nerves and blood vessels. Think of it like this. If you shouted at someone every single day, eventually they would stop hearing you. They would tune you out. Your nerve endings are doing the same thing. They are becoming deaf to subtlety, deaf to the gentle, loving touch of a partner. They are waiting for that vice-like pressure that no human hand or body can naturally or lovingly replicate. This is the primary reason why sex with a partner can start to feel empty. Your body is physically unable to register the sensation as significant. This isn't just about the grip. It's about the speed and the goal. The entire act has been framed around a finish line. It's not a journey of pleasure. It's a race to an ending. This mindset, fueled by a lifetime of exposure to pornography, which is all about the destination and never about the journey, trains your entire nervous system for a specific, high-intensity, sprint-to-the-finish pattern. Real intimacy doesn't work that way. Real intimacy is a dance. It has rhythm, it has pauses, it has moments of quiet intensity and moments of soft tenderness. By training your body to only recognize the sprint, you lose the ability to dance. You're on the dance floor, the music is playing, your partner is there, but you only know how to run in a straight line. It creates a profound neurological and emotional disconnect. You are physically present, but neurologically absent. This is a form of self-inflicted harm that is so common, it's considered normal, but it is robbing you of the richness of human connection. It's a silent epidemic of desensitization. And then there's the circulatory damage. This is the part that happens even when you're not thinking about sex. Our modern lifestyle is a disaster for blood flow. We sit for hours on end, in cars, at desks, on couches. This sedentary lifestyle leads to pelvic floor tension and stagnation, the intricate network of blood vessels that needs to engorge to create a strong, lasting erection gets starved of fresh, oxygenated blood. The tissue becomes weak, less responsive. Think of it like a river that has been dammed up. The water becomes stagnant. Life begins to die off. This is what's happening inside you. Poor diet, high in processed foods, sugar, and industrial seed oils further damages the lining of your blood vessels, the endothelium. This lining is responsible for producing nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. When your endothelium is damaged, your body's ability to generate this vital open signal is compromised. So you're creating stagnation through inactivity, and then you're poisoning the very system that's supposed to create flow. This isn't about shame. It's about understanding the cause and effect. You have been unknowingly participating in a system that is designed to weaken you. The combination of these factors, the aggressive physical technique, the goal-oriented mental programming, and the systemic circulatory damage, creates a perfect storm of dysfunction. It's a feedback loop. The desensitization from the death grip makes you need more and more extreme stimulation. This leads you to more extreme forms of content online, which further warps your perception of real intimacy and reinforces the sprint to the finish mindset. Meanwhile, your sedentary lifestyle and poor diet are weakening the fundamental plumbing of the system. So when you find yourself in a real intimate moment, you are bringing a desensitized, pre-programmed, and physically compromised vessel to the table. And then when it doesn't perform the way you want it to, you add the final, most damaging ingredient, psychological stress. Anxiety floods your system, releasing cortisol, which is a vasoconstrictor. It literally tightens your blood vessels, making an already difficult situation physically impossible. You are, in that moment, at war with your own body. This is the harm. It's physical, it's neurological, and it's emotional. And it is entirely reversible, but only if you are willing to stop the behaviors that are causing it. Mindset matters. Let's go deeper now, beyond the physical, because the most profound damage isn't happening to the tissue, it's happening between your ears. The mind is the control center. It can be a sanctuary for healing or a prison of anxiety. For so many men, it has become the latter. This prison is built from bricks of comparison, expectation, and fear. Every time you watch pornography, you are laying another brick. You are seeing a performance, not an authentic connection. It's a choreographed scene with actors whose only job is to display a superhuman ideal of sexual function. It is a complete fiction, but your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It absorbs these images as a baseline, a standard to which you must measure up, and you will always fall short because you are a human being, not a performer on a set. This creates a constant low-grade anxiety, a voice in the back of your head that whispers, "Are you big enough? Are you hard enough? Are you lasting long enough?" This voice is the warden of your mental prison. This warden gets louder in moments of real intimacy. The pressure to perform, to replicate the fiction you've been consuming, becomes immense. Instead of being present with your partner, feeling their touch, listening to their breath, you are trapped in your own head, running diagnostics. You are monitoring yourself, judging yourself, and anticipating failure. This is the opposite of arousal. Arousal requires relaxation. It requires you to be in your body, in the moment, in a state of flow and receptivity. Anxiety does the exact opposite. It pulls you out of your body and into a future that hasn't happened yet, a future where you fail. And this mental state has a direct, immediate physical effect. The flood of cortisol and adrenaline, the fight or flight chemicals, tells your body there is a threat. And when your body perceives a threat, the last thing it's going to do is prioritize blood flow to your penis. It's going to shunt that blood to your major muscle groups to prepare you to run or fight. Your anxiety is literally telling your body to shut down the very system you want to turn on. This is the cruel paradox of performance anxiety. The fear of failure is what creates the failure. The silence around this issue makes the prison walls thicker. Men don't talk about this with each other. There's a deep-seated shame, a feeling that if you admit to this struggle, you are admitting that you are less of a man. So you suffer in silence. This isolation is incredibly toxic. It makes you feel like you are the only one, that you are uniquely broken. But I am telling you, this is an experience shared by millions of men. It is a direct consequence of the culture we live in. The isolation turns a common problem into a personal failing. It makes you feel defensive and guarded, which can destroy the emotional intimacy in a relationship far more effectively than any physical issue. Your partner can feel your distance. They can feel you retreat into your head. They may misinterpret it as a lack of attraction to them, which creates a whole new layer of pain and disconnection. The problem that started in your mind now infects the space between you and the person you love. Breaking this cycle starts with breaking the silence, even if it's just with yourself at first. Admitting the fear is the first step to disarming it. To escape this mental prison, you have to become the architect of a new internal world. This requires a conscious, deliberate shift in your mindset. It's about moving from a framework of performance to one of presence, from a goal of climax to a goal of connection. This is not easy. It's like trying to unlearn a language you've been speaking your entire life. It starts with a media diet. You must starve the warden. You have to consciously curate what you let into your mind. This means drastically reducing or ideally eliminating your consumption of pornography. You need to give your brain a chance to forget the fiction so it can relearn the truth. The truth is that intimacy is messy, imperfect, and unpredictable. And that is where its beauty lies. You also need to practice mindfulness. Not in some abstract mystical way, but in a practical physical way. When you are with your partner, practice bringing your attention back to your senses. What do you feel? The warmth of their skin. What do you hear? Their breathing. What do you smell? Their scent. This practice of grounding yourself in the present moment is the key that unlocks the prison door. It short-circuits the anxiety loop and allows your body to do what it knows how to do naturally, healing flow. Now we get to the good part. The solution, the path back to vitality. This is about restoring flow, flow of blood, flow of energy, and flow of presence. This is where you become an active participant in your own healing. It's not about a magic pill. It's about building a lifestyle that supports and regenerates your masculine power from the ground up. And it all starts with movement. You have to counteract the stagnation of a sedentary life. This doesn't mean you have to become a marathon runner overnight. It means building consistent daily movement into your life. The simplest and most powerful thing you can do is walk. A brisk 30-minute walk every day does wonders for your cardiovascular system. It gets the blood pumping, nourishes your tissues, and gently starts to reverse the damage of sitting. But we need to go deeper, specifically into the pelvic region. This is where practices like yoga or targeted stretching come in. Poses that open up the hips like pigeon pose or happy baby release the tension in the pelvic floor that can constrict blood flow. Think of it as unkinking a hose. You are creating space for energy and blood to move freely to where it's needed most. This isn't just physical, it's energetic. You are releasing stored tension and trauma that has been locked in your hips for years. The next layer of healing is your fuel. You have to stop putting poison in the tank and start providing high-quality nourishment. This is about rebuilding your circulatory system from the inside. Your primary focus should be on foods that boost nitric oxide production. This means flooding your body with leafy greens like spinach, arugula, and kale. It means eating beets, which are a nitrate powerhouse. It means enjoying foods rich in antioxidants like berries and healthy fats from avocados and nuts. These foods help to heal the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, making them more pliable and responsive. At the same time, you have to be ruthless about eliminating the things that cause inflammation and damage. This means processed foods, refined sugars, and industrial vegetable oils. They are the enemy of healthy circulation. Think of it this way. Every meal is a choice. You are either building a body that is capable of vibrant, powerful flow, or you are building one that is clogged, inflamed, and stagnant. This discipline is an act of profound self-respect. You are telling your body that you value it, that you are committed to its well-being. Now let's talk about resensitization. This is the process of reversing the damage from the death grip and reteaching your nerves how to feel again. This requires a period of abstinence from the old, harmful patterns. It means consciously choosing a new way to interact with your own body. The goal is to explore, not to achieve, to feel, not to finish. This involves using a light, gentle touch, using lubrication, exploring different parts of your body, not just the most obvious ones. It's about slowing down, way down. The point is to spend time in a state of arousal without the pressure of an end goal. This is how you retrain your nervous system. You are showing it that pleasure can be found in softness, in subtlety, in patience. You are recalibrating your entire system back to its natural, highly sensitive state. This practice can feel strange and even frustrating at first because your body is so used to the old pattern. But with consistency, you will begin to notice a change, a tingling, a new aliveness. You are literally reawakening dormant nerve pathways. You are bringing your body back online. This healing flow is a holistic process. The movement, the nutrition, and the conscious practice of resensitization all work together. They create a virtuous cycle that replaces the vicious cycle of anxiety and dysfunction. As your circulation improves, your physical responsiveness gets better. As you start to feel more sensation, your confidence grows. As your confidence grows, your anxiety recedes. As your anxiety recedes, you are more able to be present. And when you are present, you open the door to true connection and profound pleasure. This is not a quick fix. This is a practice, a discipline. It's a commitment to yourself. It requires patience and kindness. There will be days when you feel like you're making huge progress, and days when you feel like you've taken a step back. That's okay. The key is to stay on the path, to keep tending to your garden, to keep clearing the dams from your river. You are not broken. You are a powerful natural being who has been temporarily disconnected from your own source. This is the journey of reconnection, and it is the most important journey you will ever take. Deeper connection. We've rebuilt the physical foundation. We've quieted the anxious mind. Now we must translate this inner healing into the outer world, into the sacred space between you and another person. Because the ultimate purpose of this journey is not just to have better erections, it's to have a deeper connection. Your body, in its healed and awakened state, is no longer just a tool for your own pleasure. It becomes a bridge, a conduit for giving and receiving energy, love, and presence. This is the final and most beautiful stage of reclaiming your power. It's about understanding that true earth-shattering intimacy has very little to do with the mechanics of sex and everything to do with the quality of your presence. It's about showing up fully, not as a performer with a script in your head, but as a man who is comfortable in his own skin, grounded in his body, and open in his heart. This deeper connection is built on a foundation of non-goal-oriented intimacy. This means letting go of the finish line. It means entering a sexual encounter with the primary intention of exploring, of sharing, of being with your partner, without the crushing pressure of a predetermined outcome. Can you be with your partner and just focus on their pleasure? Can you touch them not to get a reaction, but simply to feel the texture of their skin? Can you make the entire encounter about them, without any expectation of reciprocation? This is a radical act of masculine generosity. And paradoxically, it is the surest way to experience the most profound pleasure yourself. When you release the pressure to perform, you release the anxiety that was killing your arousal. You become free, and in that freedom, your body can finally relax and respond naturally, powerfully. It's about shifting from a getting mindset to a giving mindset, and in the giving, you will receive more than you ever thought possible. Communication is the lifeblood of this deeper connection. The silence that once imprisoned you must be replaced with vulnerable, honest communication. This doesn't mean you need to have a clinical, awkward conversation about erectile function in the middle of a romantic moment. It means creating a culture of safety in your relationship where you can talk about your desires, your fears, and your experiences. It means being able to say, let's just slow down, or can we just touch for a while? It means being able to share that your healing journey is about being more present and asking for their patience and participation in that. When you share your vulnerability, you give your partner the greatest gift you can give, your trust. You invite them into your inner world. This shatters the wall of isolation and turns a you problem and a me problem into an us journey. It fosters a level of emotional intimacy that is far more powerful and lasting than any physical act. True strength is not in having no weakness, but in having the courage to share it. Ultimately, this entire journey, from recognizing the signals of disconnection to actively healing your body and mind, is about arriving at a place of integrated masculinity. It's a masculinity that is not defined by hardness, but by presence. Not by performance, but by connection. Not by a number, but by a feeling. It's about understanding that your sexual energy is not separate from your life force. It is one and the same. When you heal your relationship with your body, you heal your relationship with yourself. You become more confident, not just in the bedroom, but in every area of your life. You walk with a different energy. You are more grounded, more centered, more alive. You are no longer at war with yourself, no longer trapped in a cycle of anxiety and shame. You are whole. This is the power that has been waiting for you. It was never gone. It was just dormant. And through discipline, awareness, and a profound act of self-love, you have awakened it. This is your birthright. It's the deep soul-level peace that comes from being fully, unapologetically, and powerfully present in your own life. This journey is a return to a more primal, intuitive way of being. Before the noise of the modern world, before the pressures and the programming, there was a simple truth. Your body is an intelligent, self-healing organism, and intimacy is a natural expression of connection. The harm we've discussed is a deviation from that truth. The healing is a return to it. It's about stripping away the layers of conditioning that have told you that you are a machine that must perform. You are not a machine. You are a living, breathing, feeling man. Your power lies not in your ability to control, but in your ability to surrender to the moment, to surrender to the connection with your partner, to surrender to the wisdom of your own body. This is the final insight, the ultimate release. The power you were seeking was never in the forcing, but in the flowing. And now you finally know how to let the river run. This felt like a conversation I've been needing to have with myself for years. The part about the mental prison of performance anxiety was a gut punch of truth. Which part of this journey feels most urgent for you all right now? The physical healing or the mental freedom?